Only time we seen results was watching Jerry. Only time I seen a lake was watching Ricky. Okay, bro, them sleeping with them sticks is it get sticky.
Yo, so what's up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about a specific topic that has been on my mind recently, and it's literally humility versus narcissism. Have you ever realized that good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people? No, I'm just kidding, but I always wanted to make a video on this topic. I feel like it's a very important one. What do I usually use? I lean into both. Um, I need to lean into both. I feel like leaning into both is the best way. You do need to be humble sometimes. You do need to be narcissistic sometimes. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to go through this little thing that I just came up with. Just the pros that I could think of, and the cons that I could think of for being humble and having humility, and then the pros and cons of having narcissism. Narcissism. Can't believe I keep saying it. Okay. So humility, basically the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna just read out and then try to like tie it to like a tangent or something that I've went through in my life. So here goes. Stronger relationships. People are naturally drawn to those who listen, empathize, and uplift others. Hey man, I don't know actually. I don't actually know how to explain to you guys that. Not that I'm a narcissist, right? It's just that my empathy ran out. I think I have like emotional burnout is what they call it or something like that, but like I don't have any real empathy anymore. Um Stronger relationships. I feel like I don't have that many strong relationships, so that's I guess why empathy burnt out. Um Easier to collaborate with. Humble people are team players, which opens up doors for partnerships and trust. Yeah. Yeah, I really love to be a team player. I feel like everything in this world can be accomplished through time and resource. And resource is what I say when I mean it. What I mean when I say resource is just human resources and how many people are doing a specific task and moving forward with that specific task. So yeah, um I can see that. That's why I even wrote down, because it really is important. Um Room for growth. Room for growth. You're open to feedback and willing to admit mistakes. Key for personal development. I've always been one that has room for growth. I've always never been a person that thinks they know everything. Like seriously, I've never been someone who will come up to you and be like, "Listen, nah, I don't think." Like I'll always challenge people. Let me say that I'll always challenge people, but I'll never just outrightly like just state that your way is garbage and we should follow mine. No, I'll never do that. I always need other perspectives. Other perspectives are just the best way. Get what I'm saying? And it's not even other perspectives as in I need another perspective to draw a conclusion and then move on. I just need another perspective just to see any blind spots that I may have missed. That's all I need other perspectives for real. Authentic influence. Influence built on humility often lasts longer because it's real, not performative. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can see how people would be yeah, yeah. The way I wrote these down is that I was literally just like I literally just like fired them off, and like I tried to like create the smallest amount. And the reason I kind of don't remember these is because I wrote this down like I think 20 days ago. I'm actually not sure when I wrote this down, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, but anyway, authentic influence, things like you being authentic with your audience and things like you just saying things that are really authentic, I guess, will authenticity breeds relatability, and relatability breeds just super fans and people who love you. Get what I'm saying? So yeah, less pressure to be less pressure to perform. You don't always have to prove you're the best. You're allowed to grow at your own pace. You don't always have to prove you're the best. You're allowed to grow at your own pace. Sometimes I feel like, and this is why I wanted to go on tangents with everything, but I'm keeping them short. I'm sure you've noticed I'm keeping them short because, yeah, you have to. I mean, there's so many things. But anyway, less pressure to perform. You don't always have to prove you're the best. You're allowed to grow at your own pace. Sometimes you don't. Like sometimes you have to grow fast. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes sometimes you just have to do something. Sometimes you have to like grow fast. Like if humility is one of your values in life, would you go past it? Would you supersede it, or not even supersede it? Would you undersede it to be narcissistic in a bit, like just for a bit, just to shoot yourself forward, and then you can go back to being like humble, bro? I feel like it all depends on the situation. Like how fast do you want to grow? Like how fast do you want to grow? Like literally just just be a narcissist, bro. Like seriously, just love, like not even not even true narcissism. Just be, I guess, not just. I feel like humility. This is the problem with humility. Humility comes with this whole thing of like, oh, I'm growing at my own pace. Uh, I don't really, um, I don't really thing with people. I don't really compete with people. I'm growing at my own pace. I'm growing at my own pace. I'm just taking life day by day. It's like fuck that, bro. Sometimes you just need to like you pick yourself up by the balls and fucking just run with it and just like run as fast as you can and then tell people that you are that guy. Whether they call it arrogance, narcissism, fucking all this bullshit, I don't give a fuck. You just have to move sometimes. It's like, and you have to move in a way. It's like just in a way to not like disregard people's respect and people's all of those things, because people are gonna talk regardless. You get what I'm saying? And just love yourself. That's all. That's all I like doing. I like just moving like at my like not at my own pace, but like moving as fast as I possibly can, and just being like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like I don't give a fuck what you think of me. I'll just move, and I'll be better than you in every way. If I am, if you are, then you are. So be it. But I'm just gonna keep moving and just keep doing great things by myself. I guess that's how I feel sometimes. Not sometimes, all the time. More respected over time, humble people may not get loud applause early on, but they often win the long game. Yeah, it all, at the end of the day, it depends, bro. Depends. What are you here for? What do you need to do? What are your goals? Do you need an applause right now? Or do you need an applause in 30 years' time on your deathbed? Everyone's like, oh my god, he did so well. He did so much for us. Yeah. I feel like with narcissism you can do both. You can literally just but anyway. 7. Better mental health. Less likely to tie self-worth to external validation or constantly compare yourself to others. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's where I kind of use humility. Like it's not to a point where I'm like comparing myself to other people, and I may have said that just now, like 2 minutes away, like 2 minutes ago, but I don't compare myself to people. I just love myself so much that I can't compare myself to others. I don't know. I don't know if that even makes sense to you, but yeah. Like I'm not looking at anyone else. Let me just say that. I'm not looking at anyone else's um results, drive, anything like that. Like I have my own drive that I'm like cultivating by myself by putting in the reps every single day. So I don't really need anyone else to say things to me and like give me props or whatever. Now let's move on to the cons of humility. Overlooked in loud places. In a world that rewards self-promotion, humility can be mistaken for weakness. Yep, yep. And I had to learn this the hard way as a child. I had to learn this the hard way as um I had to learn this the hard way as a student, a student of life, and a student of whatever what in whatever like studious way you find yourself. You have to learn this, bro. And it's actually crazy. Like it's crazy how you have to learn this. Like you kind of have to learn this the hard way. You can't always be quiet. You can't always be introverted. You can't always be these things. You kind of have to move, and you kind of have to change at a point. Might undervalue yourself. You could pass on opportunities because you downplay your skills or impact. That one hurts. I know a lot of people like this. I know a lot of people who literally downplay themselves. Like why? Like why are you downplaying yourself? Like I don't like. That's why sometimes just lean into the narcissism, bro. Lean into the fact that like I'm this good at these skills. Like I am this good at these skills. It's a general fact that I can like I could reproduce crazy things all the time because I'm just that good at the skill, and just move forward with that. And it's called bravado, pride, whatever it is, but it's like, bro, just move forward with the pride. Move forward with being proud of yourself, bro. Like, geez. Slower to build a personal brand. Quiet confidence doesn't go as viral as fast and what? Doesn't go viral as fast as bold, flashy personas. First person I think of when I think about bold, flashy personas is people like I think it's just people like Tate, man, and people like the people Tate hangs around like, and all those people and Andrew Tate, yeah, just Andrew Tate. It's like it's crazy how fast that dude went viral, and it's literally I don't know, it's like dude just loves himself too much. So it's like funny, it's like grandiose narcissism. It's like it's just being proud of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, man. But like just being alive and just knowing how to capture audiences is just it's one of the craziest things that you can actually do. And just being very polarizing and just being very controversial is something that I feel like you can't be if you're humble. And I feel like in this day and age where attention is everything, you kind of need to be polarizing, you need to be controversial if you want to be someone who has a lot of attention on them. Let me just say that. Can be taken advantage of. Humble folks sometimes attract users or people who push boundaries. Yeah, yeah, they do. As a former humble bloke, I was yeah, people always took advantage of my boundaries. People always took advantage of my kindness. Um, and to that I say fuck you to everyone who ever took advantage of my kindness. Um, yeah, just a big old fuck you. Let's go to the next one. Not assertive enough in negotiations, you might not ask what you're truly worth. Again, not backing yourself, not doubling down on yourself, not taking every single amount of fucking coins and monies. Like imagine you were playing a game of poker and you didn't put everything on you. You get what I'm saying? It's like imagine walking into a place and betting against. Imagine imagine you had to go fight someone and then you put the odds in their favor. Imagine saying, "Oh no, I'm probably gonna get beaten up by this dude." What do you think is gonna happen? if you visualize yourself getting knocked out by someone, you're gonna get fucking knocked out, bro. Like, I don't understand some people. Like, just just assert yourself, bro, and just know who you are. Know who you are and just know that if you are better than someone, you are better than someone. There's no such thing as like, don't like see it as don't see it as like narcissism. It is narcissism in a sense, but it's not complete narcissism. If you understand what I'm saying. It's like, if I'm good at this thing, why am I not gonna ask for what I'm worth? Anyway, in order to set boundaries, a desire to stay likable or low key can result in being too agreeable. Being too agreeable is one of the worst things you can do. Bar none. Hot take. This whole low key thing, worst thing you can do. Worst thing you can do in life. But then at the same time, it does depend on what life you want. What life do you want? Do you want something like spectacular, or do you want the regular life? If you want something spectacular, you can't be out here just being low key, bro. You can't. You have to move with a certain ferocity. You have to be a certain person. And that person is not low key at all. And you need to have hard set boundaries. Hard set boundaries on your time. On nothing else, bro. On just time. If you can master your time, you mastered everything else in life. I swear. I swear. If you master time, the boundary of time, you master who can access you when. You've mastered everything. You master exactly when you're gonna do something. You tell yourself, I'm gonna do this thing. Nobody can tell me I'm not gonna do this thing at exactly this time, and then you do the thing. Like you're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill life, like for real. Missed recognition. Others may take credit for your work or overshadow your contributions. Oh, this grinds my gears. Grinds my gears? Is that a fucking phrase? That is a phrase. I'm pretty sure that's a phrase. But it does grind my gears to some people. Like, some people have like literally so much talent. Some people have so much talent and they squander it. How do they squander it? They squander it in just being a person who doesn't want the recognition. But it's like, just live. Like, no, bro, just live. Just do the things. And make sure you get recognized for it. Not to the fact that you're chasing recognition. Recognize yourself. Recognize that I did this for me. I did this for the future version of me. And I'm happy because I did it. And then, okay, now let's go into the pros of being a narcissist. Now, when you think about narcissism, I wonder what goes through your mind. I don't know. Put that in the comments down below. Like, if you think about humility and then you think about narcissism, put that in the comments below. I just want to hear what you think of these two things. But anyway, being a narcissist, pros. And I'm not saying I'm a narcissist. I'm saying that I tend to lean into narcissism more than I do humility. Humility I only really lean into when it comes to my friends and my family and just very like personal stuff. When it comes to just being a person of just being a person of skill, a person who does things, like I lean into narcissism. I lean into narcissism because it just makes it easier to even move. If you lean into humility, you'll just feel like every single time something comes up and you fear it, you're gonna be like, oh no, maybe I can't do this. bro, you can't just fucking plow on. Like, it's weird. Like, you just need to switch it. Like, you need to compartmentalize the narcissism and the humility. The humility, family and friends. Narcissism, every single other person, acquaintances, everything. Skills that you have, the personal brand that you build, wherever you're dealing with people who don't know who you are, just lean into narcissism. Like, I swear, the shit doesn't ever. Well, it does backfire. It backfires. Whoa, it backfires. Okay, no, it does backfire. But like, I'd rather just lean into narcissism and face the backlash. I don't give a fuck. Unshakable confidence. Believing you're the best can be a powerful fuel, especially in competitive spaces. Bro, you just need to believe you're the best. Even if you know you're not the best. Believe it. Believe it. Back yourself. Always back yourself. Always back yourself. There's no other person you can back. Do you get what I'm saying? But anyway. Magnetic presence. Narcissists often exude charisma and charm, which draws people in fast. Another thing that I'm pretty good at. Not saying that I'm a narcissist and I draw people in fast and I use people. No, none of that. I just know who I am. And because I know who I am, people like me. Because I have no uncertainty about me, people like me. Because I have certain fucking boundaries for people who are strangers, acquaintances, fucking even some of my friends. People like me because of that. Like, I'm not using people. I'm just good at, I don't know. I'm really just good at like drawing people in. I don't know how it is. Like, people will just come up to, like, random people will just, like, I could sit down next to a person on like a taxi, and then like I just start talking to them, and then all of a sudden now they're like spilling like their whole life story to me, and I'm like, I guess I have like that thing about me of that, like, you can just talk to me about stuff. I don't know. But I do have a certain charisma and charm. But you won't pick it up through the you won't pick it up through the thing. But like, you will. But like, you won't. But like, you will, but you won't. But anyway. Natural at self-promotion, they know how to position themselves as the main character, great for branding. Another thing, if you're running a business, you kind of need to be a narcissist. You kind of need to be a person like this. You kind of need that thing about you. You need like an abrasive edge. If you have like a skill that you sell online, like I do, you kind of need that about you. You need a thing about you. You need a, what do they call it? Aura. You need a certain aura when you do this. You need main character energy. And you kind of need to see yourself as the person. Like, I'm not, like, a lot of people like saying, oh, that person has main character energy. It's like, bro, why does it trigger you? Is it because you don't? Is it because you don't have fucking main character energy that it triggers you, that I do? That I feel like I'm the best? That I feel like I care about myself? That I love myself to such a degree? And I'm not saying being a narcissist, like, I'm not saying I go in front of a mirror and I just be like, oh my god, you're like the coolest person ever. No, I just love myself to such a high degree. I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like, I just love myself. I really love myself, bro. I love myself. Like, as a person, one of the, and it sounds narcissistic when I say, like, I'm one of, like, I feel like I'm one of, like, the coolest people. If you ever meet me, I'm one of the coolest people you'll ever meet. But that's just me. That I just feel like that. I feel like that's my narcissism poking out. But anyways, go. High ambition. They don't settle. Always reaching for more, which can lead to real world success. Bro, haven't you ever seen people, like, have you ever seen a narcissist? Have you ever seen, like, a have you ever seen a person that like you can tell that they have like this weird like unfuckwittable aura? Like you can't get anything over them because they're always just like they just never settle. Like it's one of the best, it's one of the craziest feelings to feel from someone. I guess like I can usually feel how people are coming across for some reason. I don't know. Like I have that thing. Maybe that's empathy. That's where all my empathy went. But like when it comes to just like people and empathy, I just don't. I couldn't give a fuck. I don't know why. But yeah, it's like a narcissistic empathy, dark empathy, dark empathetic. Okay, I don't give a fuck. But anyway, yeah, we like I just like I can't settle, bro. I can't settle. Have you ever seen a CEO? And like CEOs, people like of leaders of big business, like people will regulate. These dudes are regularly narcissists. These dudes regularly want, they always want the best. They'll never settle for just mediocre results. It, it's it's needed. It's needed, bro. But anyway, can lead boldly. Talking about CEOs, their certainty and assertiveness can inspire followers and get results, at least short term. So basically, narcissists can be cult leaders. Hmm? I don't know. I actually don't know. Actually, when it comes to just like cults and cult leadership and all that shit, I don't know. But certainty and assertiveness. Certainty and assertiveness is like very important. Very important. You gotta be certain, and you gotta be assertive. And if you're not assertive in life, like you'll just get blown. You'll get blown. Pause. You'll get blown away with the wind. You need to be able to assert what I want in my life, what can take my attention, what I give my attention to. You need to be able to assert those things. Take credit. 6. Take credit unapologetically. They make sure they get noticed, which can boost visibility. You see, like the pros of being a narcissist is like the pros of being a content creator. Like if you're a narcissistic content creator, people will like you more than if you're a humble content creator, I swear. But but it depends on what you do. Like if you were a narcissist, you could never do what who's this guy who recently got his channel taken down on YouTube? He said he had to quit. Outdoor Boys. Like Outdoor Boys has like 15 million plus, and he's literally he's this unk. He's an unk who basically he has two sons, and he literally just goes out and like survives in the woods. And he's a very, you can see that he has a lot of humility. You get what I'm saying? He's very relatable. He's a very cool, chilled guy. You get what I'm saying? But because that's what nature is. Nature is very humble, right? And he's going out into nature. So that humbleness mixed with what he's doing on the channel grows him very fast. Grows his channel very fast, I guess. A lot of people like that. So yeah. Number and before I go to number 7, on the other side of Outdoor Boys, the people like the people who literally just throw shit at the wall till it sticks. Uh People like Kai Cenat, people like who else? Aiden Ross, iShow Speed. Think about just like people who are just very, very over the top in how they like act. Like narcissism in a way. But anyway. But what did they do? What did they garner they garner so much following, but at the end of the day it might just all like fade away, you know. Things might just happen and it all fades away, but like I feel like I feel like crowds, right? If you get crowds of people to if you get crowds of people to like who you are through humility, those people will love you like till death. Like those people will literally go above and beyond for you. But if you gain and garner a lot of people through narcissism and you fall, people will love that. And I guess that's what the thing is. That's what the trade-off is. So I'm thinking, if you had a plan to not do something for the rest of your life, right? You could literally just be a narcissist, gain everything, make as much money as you possibly can, and then drop off into the face of nothingness. Like literally people will be like, oh, I'm so glad he's gone. But if you had a plan to do something very fast, you can't, like, if you had a plan to be the person that's there forever, you can't be a narcissist. You have to be someone who's humble and someone who has a lot of relatability so that people will carry your name for you until until even after you pass or whatever. Number 7, unafraid of risk, willing to take bold moves because they believe in their own greatness. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, just do the thing, bro. Like literally just do the thing. Just take the risk. What's the worst that could fucking happen, bro? What's the worst that could happen? You go to a funeral and you realize that like after everyone said their goodbyes and everything, at around 2 or at around 1, everyone's like, okay, what do I have to do now? Life goes on, bro. People will only remember how you made them feel. And then those people will tell other people about how you made them feel. And once those people are dead in about 1 or 2 generations, nobody will remember who the fuck you were. Like, nobody will remember who the fuck you are at all. 3 generations down the line, you're gonna be basically in the ground. And nobody will remember who the fuck you were. So like literally just take the risk, bro. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, I'm gonna take the risk. Dude, you always like, it's the same thing that I just said. You always extrapolate to death. Don't extrapolate to death. Just take the risk. What's the worst that could happen, bro? Especially if there's money behind it. If there's money behind this thing that you fear and you're like, oh no, like I can't take the risk because I'll lose money. Dude, money comes and goes. Money comes and goes forever. Time doesn't. You'll only be this young once, ever. Just take the risk and just do it, bro. But anyway, other people be scared. I don't know why people be scared. Okay, now we go to the cons, which is something that I deal with a lot. All of these cons. I'm pretty sure I wrote these down because, yeah, I deal with these. I deal with these. Being the person who I am. Not even I'm not a narcissist. Like I will not. I'm telling you right now, I will not go to a mirror and be like, you're the best person in the world. I will not do that. But I know who I am, and I'm confident in my abilities, and I love myself. But anyway, here are the cons. 1, shallow relationships. People may connect for status, but emotional intimacy is often lacking. I truly don't care. Yeah, I truly don't care. I switched off my emotions a long time ago. It's not even switched them off. I know how to delegate them. Like I know how to delegate them. I know who to share my emotions with. Let me say that. Number 2, difficult to work with. They can steamroll others, ignore feedback, and create toxic environments. Do I do this? I don't think I've ever done this. I don't think I've ever done that. I can steamroll others. I do steamroll others sometimes. Ignore feedback. I have never. There's always this dude. Ignoring feedback is like killing yourself. Shit, I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm gonna get demonetized. But what am I saying? Demonetized? I don't even have that many. I'm not even monetized. So it's like, nah, I don't care. Yeah, it's like it'll kill you. Like you'll like Ignoring feedback kills you. Like, it kills you for real. Create toxic environments. I've never been one to create a toxic environment. I don't create toxic environments. Toxic environments are more like, really, like, I don't do that. I, through all of my narcissism and self-love, I don't create toxic environments. I'm a pretty cool guy to like get along with, I guess. Validation addicted. Always chasing praise can lead to insecurity when attention fades. Now, this one isn't a problem for me because I don't have because my motivation is very intrinsic. The reason why I'm making this video right now is not to go viral, not to do anything, but it's to prove that I can. Right? Because I don't have, right? Like, I don't have a lot of extrinsic motivation when it comes to making YouTube videos. I literally do this just because I like doing this. I like talking to a camera. I like just using my voice. I like using the instrument that is my voice, on just expanding on topics and telling you guys about how things are. And another thing about this whole channel is it's not for virality. It's not for any of those things. This channel is for people one day, my children or my children's children, if they ever want to hear my take on humility versus narcissism. Why did I name it humbleness? Humbleness? Humility versus narcissism. I don't know why I named the document humbleness versus narcissism. I guess that's just a brain fart on my part. But anyway, short-term wins, long-term burnout. Narcissistic traits might work fast, but tend to collapse over time. Bro, like I said, what are you fighting for? Are you fighting for quick peak, make as much as you can, and then fade off into obscurity? Or are you fighting for, I'm gonna slowly go up and then slowly just maintain that for the rest of my life? It depends on what you're fighting for, man. What I'm fighting for is combination of both. Actually, no. I have a lot of humility when it comes to just write it out, bro. Just write it out. But like, at the same time, like, I love myself and I back myself 24/7. It's like short-term wins, long-term burnout. I literally just had an episode. I had an episode of burnout just now. I had an episode of burnout where I couldn't get up. I couldn't get out of bed, and I think it was like a burnout paralysis or something like that. But literally, if you just do things, because because the way the whole burnout paralysis thing happened is because I was basically doing warehouse work for a specific company that I will not mention, because if I mention it, they might come for me. But anyway, I was doing warehouse work for this company, so I was like moving fridges, I was moving like dishwashers, I was moving like I was just moving a lot of heavy shit, like 24/7. And at the place I was working, we couldn't sit down. Like, we couldn't sit down for the whole time we were working. We only had like a 30-minute break at around 12, like 12 to half past 12. So yeah. I used to wake up at around 5 a.m. and then go to work and then move heavy shit and not sit down for, I don't know how long, bro, but like, yeah, a long ass time. And then I used to get home at around 8, right? So like I usually like did 13, 14-hour days for a month. So it turns out my body does have a limit, and like, I'm glad I actually found it. So I can move around and like lift heavy ass shit and like be as active as humanly possible. That means 14 hours standing, 15 hours standing every single day. for about a month, and then my body will just broke. Like my body will broke. Holy shit, my body will break. My body just broke, dog. My body literally broke on the. I think it was like a month ago. Yeah, it was like on the 25th of April. Like I literally just I woke up and from the neck down I couldn't feel anything. And when I tried to move anything from my neck down, I couldn't feel anything. And then my like I tried my arms, couldn't move them. I tried my legs, couldn't move them. I tried everything and I just couldn't move it. And like slowly but surely during the day, I started to get feeling in my neck. And then I could move like my head. And then slowly but surely I got feeling in my left arm. In my left eye, I could feel my left arm and move my left arm. Then my right arm came back. And then my torso came back. And then everything else came back. But yeah, that was a pretty traumatic experience. But I mean, 15-hour days will do that to you. Especially if it's 15 hours, like 15-hour days of like doing the, like basically just a lot of arduous labor. Not it was like nothing it was nothing like construction work. You get what I'm saying? But it was just a lot of moving heavy ass shit. Anyway, that's a long ass tangent. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, burnout happens. I know a lot of people might be like, oh, burnout's just a myth. Like it's a story you tell yourself in your head. Like, yeah, there's a story you can tell yourself, but at the same time, like physical burnout does exist. Mental burnout, I'm pretty sure, only comes after like I've never been mentally burnt out ever. Emotional burnout, I've never been. Well, I still am. Yeah, I still am emotionally burnt out. I became emotionally burnt out in 2021, and it still hasn't. My emotions still haven't come back in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but my emotions just haven't ever resurfaced and just been there, and like I could feel things again. So I don't know what's going on with me, bro. Mentally, emotionally, I don't know what's going on with me. But anyway, let's go to number 5. Stop with these tangents and get the rest of this video done. Blind spots for growth. Refusing to admit faults means they rarely evolve. I admit my faults. I do admit my faults. I admit that. I admit when I haven't been doing, like when I don't do the things that I know I should be doing. I usually admit it and I'm like, yo, dude, you shouldn't have done this. Or sometimes a fault doesn't even have to be something that you missed. A fault can be something that you tried, right? And you saw a specific way to do the thing, but then you didn't find the fault in your ways. And then you go and do the same thing again. And it's like, why would you do the same thing again? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, why? Like, why would you do the same thing again? Like, why? And you can't even explain it. But like for me, refusing to admit faults, like I do admit my faults. Sometimes. Sometimes I admit faults. Most of the time I do. I say most of the time I do, but sometimes I will just I'll be like, okay, sure, I made a fault. Let me just move on. Like I don't care. Like and then I'll just go. But anyway, that's just me. That is just me. Reputation risk. Once people catch on to the act, the backlash can be brutal. Yeah, dude. If you're acting, if you're acting, then yeah, backlash will be brutal. Will be brutal. But like, if you're not acting, bro, and this is how you are as a person, as a human being, this is how you are. Then they can't catch you on an act if you've always told them exactly how you are, and they can't catch you on an act if you were the person you were the whole time. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I can understand how I wrote this, the number 6. I can understand that because maybe you put on a facade for a specific person and then that person finds out that you are not the person you said you were. Don't put on facades. If you're gonna be narcissistic, bro, you gotta have narcissism deep ingrained in you. You have to be a narcissistic person, then do it. I guess you have to be a very just be narcissistic. Just be naturally narcissistic. Don't put on a facade. Because if you put on a facade of I'm this guy and I can do this and I can do that, it's like, bro, like no, dude. Like, yeah, people will catch you out and be like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? You just put on an act this whole time. Nah, dude, just be who you are. Just be who you are. Number 7, loneliness at the top. The persona they built isn't always real, and deep down they know it. I, I don't care, bro. I don't care. I really don't care about this one. Loneliness at the top is like to be. I think Alex Ramosi said this one time. Alex Ramosi did say this. I'm pretty sure it was Alex Ramosi. He said to be exceptional, you have to be used to being the exception. You have to work to be the exception. You have to just like, oh, it's like I understand people might say you're like you're weird or you're whatever you are, that because you have such strong boundaries and you just keep focusing on yourself and you're self-centered and you're conceited and all of these words that people throw at you in the lexicon. But bro, I don't care. Like, I literally don't give a fuck, bro. As long as I'm doing what I need to do and getting better at what I need to get better at, and I'm just shining, I'm happy. Loneliness at the top, okay, sure, dog. Like, yeah, you could be lonely at the top, but like, who cares, bro? As long as you did what you did. As long as you did what you said you were gonna do. You'll be great. And how I like to think of loneliness is like I was born here alone. And I'm gonna die here alone. There might be people at my deathbed. There were people there when my mom gave birth to me that were happy, yes. And there were people there who are gonna be sad when I'm on my deathbed, yes. If I do get to a deathbed, because I'm just the way that I drive sometimes, I dude, it's crazy. But anyway, if I do get to a deathbed, there will be people sad. Obviously, at a funeral, people would be sad. But it's like I'm here by my lonely, bro, and I'll always be by my lonely. It's not a thing of like, even when you have, it's like even when you have a significant other and like a partner or whatever it is, it's like you're still alone, bro. And I've started like around 2020 2021, and I'm pretty sure I'll just keep mentioning this fucking year because it was a very brutal year in my life. Around 2021 I just stopped caring. Around 2021 I stopped caring about people messaging me. I stopped caring about me messaging people. I started caring about myself, and I started realizing that you are alone. There's no other person out here that wants you to win. There's not one. Except for your mom. If you still have your mom, go hug your mom. Go hug your mom. I'm not fucking kidding. Just close the video, go hug your mom if you still have your mom. But yeah. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And I guess the video's done. The document's done. Yep, document's done. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And yeah, go hug your mom and just try your best to kind of lean into narcissism if you ever need it. Kind of use it as like a superpower. Especially when you need to take a risk, especially when you like need to back yourself. Just know who you are. Just know who you are and just move forward with it. This is Sam Torreno. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Peace.